once again criticizing voting by mail as more states are moving to make it easier to vote by mail ahead of the November election. And NBC's Steve Kornacki is joining us now from the big board to take a look at the mail-in voting by the numbers, particularly when it matters for the states that matter the most. Mr. Kornacki, what do you got for us?
Yeah, Chuck, a couple ways to look at this. First here, the big picture, what you see in gold, which is most of the states now, these are the states that allow no excuse absentee voting. And that's basically you can do mail-in voting for any reason. So that's most states in the country right now are going to allow that, some of them for the first time. And that includes Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, Florida, North Carolina, probably the 6 premier swing states. So all 6 of the biggest swing states are going to allow expansive voting by mail this year. What's interesting is you see there's a little bit of a difference here in terms of who runs the Secretary of State office in these states. In most states here, it's Democrats. In Florida, it is a Republican.
Wow.
And what you've got, I believe that should be a Republican for Arizona, though, too. But what you got, Chuck, here is the question of, yes, they allow the no excuse absentee voting, but how is the Secretary of State going to implement it? That's the controversy there in Michigan, right? You've got, do you send the applications out preemptively to all voters? Do the voters have to request the absentee application? There's even, as we just saw in Cal. Oh, by the way, this is the other one. I meant to say the other thing is these states don't have a ton of experience with this. This is the percentage of votes in these swing states that were cast in person in the most recent elections. And I mean, look at these 3, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Almost all the votes were cast in person. Suddenly in these states this year, they're going to be getting a flood of mail-in ballots. They haven't processed it before. They haven't dealt with that before. Even in, you talk about like Florida, it's 2/3 was in person in 2018, either in person early or in person same day. Arizona is the only one here with that kind of experience, with that scale of mail-in voting. And just the one other thing I mentioned was this. The most expansive form of mail-in voting, we actually just saw a week ago out in California in that special election. Every voter in that district was mailed not an application, but a ballot. They sent out 425,000 ballots. Everybody who's a registered voter got that ballot. They also got a postage-paid envelope to return it. And by the way, the Republican won that race.
Hello, YouTubers. If you're watching this, it means you've checked out our channel, so thank you. Now do me a favor, subscribe by clicking on that button down there. Click on any of the videos to watch the latest interviews and highlights from MTP Daily and MSNBC. You can get more Beat the Press content every morning in the First Read newsletter. If you're tired of content that you don't know anything about where it came from, you don't have to have that problem with us. NBC News, MSNBC, MTP, and the Meet the Press mindset right here for you on YouTube. Subscribe now.